Hi Showtime, my name is Azeez Amida. The aim of this video is to, bring everyone up to speed with what the league is doing, and as well, tell you about what the involvement we're going to go through in the next few seasons. We've basically spent a lot of time creating a community that we believe we're proud of now. And for me, I could boast to anyone that this is one of the biggest things I've seen in my whole life. So I know there are a lot of things happening across the globe that are way bigger than this, but the fact is we've created from scratch something that we built from a niche sport that we believe is unmatched, basically anyway. In the world of flag football now, we're basically the biggest. We can confidently say that because we've invested a lot of time in trying to ensure every detail of what we do is consistent and in line with what we believe is best practice. Now we're now bringing you more. We're now doing a lot more than that and taking this to the next level. Now, what do I mean by that? In the past 2 seasons, we've been able to create a set of competitions and tournaments that basically not just deliver a next level sort of experience to people, but at the same time gives you that same level of entertainment and that you can say, I want to bring my family to, or I want to bring my friends to every Sunday. Now, and for me, why this? Why did we start this? It was basically around, I spent a large part of my early 2020s in Rwanda, and I saw the BAL evolve from what it is before then to what it is now. And that has been a major factor for me. It has been, so moving back to Nigeria is about how do we create this sort of experience for people? How do we do something that the whole world could look at and say, this is a spectacle of Nigeria? Now, we've done a lot. We've basically done Season X, where I'm sure the stories of Season X is basically still going around. We've replicated the same in Community Cup. What we want to do is to take this to a point where the entire population of Nigeria can have something to look forward to every Sunday. Now, we're a 200 million population people, and every Sunday, there's really nothing much to do other than basically go to church, watch the Premier League, watch every sport that is on TV. And we need to bring people out more. We need to get people down to a place where they can scream their voices out and say, yes, we have basically been entertained not only by the sport, but by the people around us and the community we built around them. So that is quite important for us. And that is why we're basically, from now on, focusing on a lot of community building and moving the league into a next level. With the Community Cup, one thing we've been able to do, I think starting Showtime as a whole, the aim has always been on the youth. We have a very amazing youth population, and you could see from a lot of programs going on, even from the football leagues globally across the globe. The NFL is doing programs where they want to start looking for African youth and a lot of things. So now the point is, what we want to do is to give our youth a reason to dream and believe in Nigeria. Now, what does that mean? I want to be able to see, I want to see a future where a kid can say, I'm in high school and I'm training every day because I believe one day I want to become a flag football player. And basically, that is not just because I love the game, but because it demonstrates a sense of hope that, okay, I can feed my family, I can buy a house, buy a car, do everything from it. That's the goal, which is why we're transitioning the league into a pro system, whereby players can now start creating a sense of we belong to a league that is not only we play to entertain, but every day we entertain people, we get rewarded for the value of entertainment we bring to people. Now, we're going to be discussing a lot with the team owners on how we're going to do this, because the idea is to now transition every team into a very strong entity that can stand on its own and also able to support the league's growth. Because we're only as good as our teams, and that is very important. That's why we're taking our team owners, our players, very, very important. But the idea around the youth system plays a very major part in our entire ecosystem. We basically invested a lot in the Showtime Pro system, whereby we bring kids together from all over Nigeria to come and train in a place, teach them flag football, teach them everything, more or less. And the idea is to continue to do that going forward. In the Community Cup, you find that the average age basically has come down from around 35 to now we have the average is close to about 20. We have a lot of young people getting involved in the league now, and they're playing a lot. The MVP player we have last season in the Community Cup was basically 17 years old. So this is a kid we've seen transition from high school to playing a lot of small tournaments here and there, and now he's basically becoming the MVP in one of the biggest leagues in the world. So it's important we keep this going forward and we create a sense of hope for every kid that we have out there to say flag football is a dream. The way football is a dream, the way basketball is a dream. Flag football is coming into the forefront of things, and we want to make sure every of our youth is well taken care of and able to, sustain what they have. Well, Showtime Street by definition is an outreach for us to be able to get to people that we would normally not be able to get to through our normal or playing on every Sunday. So these are grassroots development. We want to go into every street and basically come back and say we want to reach out to a kid in Ayobo, in Ipaja, in Molete, to say this is us in front of you. We want to teach you flag football and want you to have a dream to play it one day. Because this is basically the very elementary stage of league development, the sport development. This is a sport we're still developing. It's a sport we're now bringing into limelight. And the important factor is to be able to invest enough in that idea of bringing people into the sport to be able to take advantage of the amount of strength that you have around in the Nigerian youth system. You have amazing African youth playing football or any other sport globally. I want to take advantage of that. So we don't need to go anywhere to look for these things. We just need to get to where they are and bring them out into the community we believe in. What we're doing going forward. The important thing for me is every step we take forward, we need to take it deliberately. Now, we've basically gone 2 seasons as a semi-pro league, and I think it's important to take that forward now into a full pro system. Now, what we want to do is to make the league an avenue for basically teams to earn a significant amount of revenue from us. Now, the way the league is going to be structured going forward is that before now we used to have a system where teams pay registration fees, where we organize a tournament and we pay the prize money to the winner. We're removing that now. No team has to pay registration fees anymore. People now need to qualify to play in the league. And by qualifying, it means that just by qualifying, you're entitled to a prize money. And then every stage you go forward, you keep getting prize money upon prize money until you get to the end of it. Now, there's going to be a major document around this, which you can look up on our website. But the main thing is to be able to demonstrate to everyone that the teams would need to start getting viable, and our job is to ensure that we can become an avenue for them to realize that dream of viability. So the important thing for us is basically to be able to get to that place where we could be very self-sustaining as Showtime. And why is that key? Because we currently play in a school. We're basically working on revamping the pitch and making sure it is in a form that is very playable and accepted by all international standards. And the idea is to transition from there into what we would now call the home of flag football, which is like building our own stadium or dome in the near future. Plans are already in place to ensure that is done, and the aim is to build up to that, because I feel you can't just jump to the end. We're going to start going. We basically, with what we have now, we've developed something that people feel comfortable watching. We basically have close to, in the past 6 months, we had about 70,000 people visit our website just to check the scores of every game. We've had a lot of viewership go on. Now the point is, we want to keep building up on this. We want to keep saying this is how flag football is going to evolve in Nigeria. So our steps are going to follow that same line. We take it, we test it, we move, and we go. That's more the framework. In terms of safety, we're basically taking a lot of steps now to ensure player safety. Now, we've always had the health insurance in place for players. Now we're making it very, very a requirement for you to even play in the league. We're now going into a stage where people need to wear mouth guards and headgears to be able to play in the league as well. The jersey system is now being designed in a manner that we're recommending paddings in some areas. And the idea is to get players to the point where they could play the game at the highest level possible without actually, feeling any pressure. Because injury is a major thing in Nigeria. And we believe it's important that we're able to provide the right healthcare system to keep our players in shape at all times. So we're going to be just having a lot of discussions with healthcare companies to be able to say how do we create plans for players that is sustainable, and at the same time take care of them in the right manner, gym memberships, physio systems, and a lot of things like that. So our job as a league is to facilitate all that, to make sure the teams are able to take advantage of these things, to be able to get their players in shape at all times. So in terms of technology, I'm a strong believer in technology, and but at the same time, I believe we don't just jump to the end of the game. Sometimes we need to understand where we are. Where we are now, we currently use on the pitch now close to about 9 cameras, if I'm not mistaken. And we're planning to increase that, to be able to have more angles on the game and every time. So now that's one. 2, we're looking into a replay technology to be able to ensure that we could have a VAR system if that is possible. Well, it's some of the considerations the league is having now. Now, at the same time, we're also looking into ensuring we have an active gear system that allows our players measure their training numbers at every time. So if you're being fatigued, we're discussing with a lot of sport assistant gears to be able to get players into the shape where they can say, okay, you know what, am I in the right shape? Am I moving well? Am I doing things well? And all those sort of things. So these are a lot of things we're looking at. But the idea is we move with the times. We need to move one step at a time. And right now, I'm happy where we are. And I feel we'll keep making the progress. Honestly, are we succeeding? I believe success is a frame of mind, really. For us, we keep moving. We have where we're going, and we're just going to keep going there. I used to say this there's no point being the best of nothing. We right now are moving in a direction, we're like a train, and we're just gonna keep going. And the idea is we'll keep reviewing our steps. If we've made mistakes, we'll keep reviewing it and correcting it and then going forward. We have a very amazing community of people that support us, our league. And we feel with the help of the owners, with the help of the players, with the input from everybody, we've been able to create an inclusive system that we feel can help us thrive. Really. So I don't have any doubt in the fact that we're going to get there. I'm really, really confident. So I look forward to the next few seasons, and yeah, I'm happy where we are. It's also important that every player, every fan, every team owner get involved in the process of our growth. It's quite important. And I think this is something that I've looked at every now and then. I've seen a lot of sports show pride in what they have. We need to start getting more involved on social media. Our players need to create player profiles. They need to, speak more about the league, talk more about their game, get involved in everything. When we post a YouTube video, we want you to get involved. When we post an Instagram video, we want you to share it. Show your friends what you're doing on the pitch. This is not a sport to hide. It's too big to hide now. Everybody, every team owner, every player, every fan, we ask that you support this growth. And one day we need to look back at this and say, we did that together. Because I believe we will have that day. I can't wait for the day we're going to have a 5,000 people stadium looking down at you on that pitch as a player, watching you catch that touchdown. So yeah, I believe in this dream, and I really, really believe you should too.